Hello everyone, it's Mara and Meredith back with Our Jewish Life. Today I wanted to sit down and tell you some of the interesting things I have learned being a breastfeeding mama. Now, to start out, I want to say I know everybody's journey is different and breastfeeding may not look the same for everyone, and you may have chosen not to do that. I made that choice for me and my baby. I also know that breastfeeding journeys can vary from baby to baby if you have more than one. But we're going to go ahead and do 5 things that I have learned in this journey as we've been going along just over 7 months. So the first thing we learned that was super shocking to me, and I don't know why it was so shocking, was that your milk will separate as it sits. Whoops. Somebody wants to be included, but is too tired. Sorry, your milk does separate as it sits. Whether it sits in the bottle that you pumped in, it sits in the bottle that you're feeding them out of, or it's laying flat to freeze, or it's flat in the refrigerator, it will separate. The fat will be at the top, and then the water portion will be at the bottom. I don't know why that was such a shocking fact to learn, because it makes sense if you think about it. Cow's milk separates the cream and the fat too. Cream and the fat, the cream and the water too. But yeah, so your milk separates, and it's quite an odd looking thing to see it separated in a bag. So building off of that, the second thing that I learned was that she has been sick a couple of times now. And it generally, building off of that, the second thing that I learned when she was sick and had RSV is that, number one, bodies are amazing, and they were created to be amazing. And your milk that adapts for your baby, that sort of adapts for your baby, will in fact decrease the fat intake if they are sick. So milk that I have frozen from that time of my pumping journey is thinner. There's more water to it and less fat, so that it's easier for her with the congestion and everything for her to digest and to drink, which is just incredible to think about. Number 3 is that often the milk is different colors. Not a whole lot of science on why it's different colors. And I had a pumping session not too long ago where one side that I pumped out of was definitely more blue than the other side. Mine tends to have a blue tinge to it, which they have theorized could be lipase, but it wouldn't necessarily be lipase because one side had a more yellow tinge and the other side had a more blue tinge to it. And it was the same session. It was just a different side of my body. But it does generally tend to be more blue when I pump. Number 4. There is a tendency occasionally for baby to prefer one side, and that is generally because that side produces better and they struggle on the other side. That is not always the case. I seem to produce pretty evenly, but That is the case for some moms. I know that they produce more on one side than the other. And for some reason, this seems to be that oftentimes it is the right side that produces better. Not real sure what the science is behind that either, because there are two different schools. People think if you're right-handed, you'll produce better on your right side, but I've also heard that people who are left-handed produce better on their right side. So, not a whole lot to back that up. Number 5. Number 5 is that breastfeeding burns between 500 and 1,000 calories in a day, all by itself. So often moms are more hungry and more thirsty when they are breastfeeding their babies because they are burning calories just making milk. And a typical diet is 1,200 calories. So baby is getting most of it if you're eating a 1,200 calorie diet. They are getting at least half or better of the calories that you are consuming while you're breastfeeding. So it can cause weight loss. Not always. There are people who cannot lose weight while they're breastfeeding. But you can. That could be something that happens to you. So that is our 5 things, and I have a whole list more. So if you like this video and would like to learn more, leave me a like and a follow, and I will make another video on interesting things about breast milk and breastfeeding. Thank you guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you in the next one.